Welcome to Judge Bench, the channel where real courtroom drama comes to life. Today we bring you an exclusive look at Judge Vonda's bold and unforgettable moments in the courtroom. In this video, we'll showcase the top 3 cases where Judge Vonda dismissed the case on the spot, all because the partner failed to show up in court. These moments reveal not just the law in action, but also the judge's firm stand on responsibility and respect for the courtroom. Let's dive right into these intense real-life cases.
I see you were brought to court today. I don't necessarily know who is this?
My ex-husband.
Okay, so he
Yes.
brought you to court today, had you served.
Correct.
Have you talked to him?
I have not.
Interesting, okay. Well, do you have any idea why he brought you here? I mean,
Yeah.
other than him saying he's wanting child support, that's all I know.
That's all I know as well. We actually share a child together. Her name is Michaela. She's 12.
Okay.
And she's back and forth between her father and myself.
Script 1. In the McKinney case, Judge Vonda calls the courtroom to order. The respondent, a mother of a 12-year-old named Michaela, stands ready, yet her ex-husband, who filed the case, is absent. She explains they share custody, with Michaela living part-time with each parent. The mother is puzzled, unsure why she's here except for his stated desire for child support. Judge Vonda, equally curious, listens closely. An empty chair marks the petitioner's absence, foreshadowing the case's fate. Before we uncover Judge Vonda's decision, remember to subscribe to Judge Bench for more true courtroom stories.
And he's just decided to bring me to court. Currently, I do everything for Michaela. We just came back from a trip to Mexico.
Okay.
I furnished Michaela's education, take her shopping, basically just doing what a mother's supposed to do at this point.
Right.
So I'm not understanding why he would waste our time and bring me to court just for this, when I'm
Okay.
doing for Michaela.
All right. And so do you all have any relationship at all?
We don't.
Okay. Was there a recent disagreement or something? I mean, something triggered him to...
The mother details her commitment to Michaela's life, funding her education, trips, and daily needs. She recently returned from a family vacation to Mexico, paid entirely by her. There's no ongoing relationship with her ex, but she suspects the court filing stems from a personal dispute. The trigger? A male friend spending time around Michaela, a choice her ex strongly opposed. Judge Vonda takes in the explanation, noting the personal motives behind the claim. The petitioner's absence remains glaring, and the stage is set for a swift ruling grounded in both law and practicality.
want to bring you to court and ask for child support, especially for a child that you all share.
Absolutely. And there was a situation where I had a friend, and he just did not like the fact that I had a friend and Michaela was around my friend.
Okay.
So
it's a guy friend.
It is. It
Okay.
is a guy friend, and he's just very vindictive at this point, and this really shows it. He didn't even show up.
Yeah, it's when people don't show up to court, it's weird for me because I have to stare at an empty chair, But what I am going to do is go ahead and dismiss this case. You will not be placed on child support today.
The tension in the McKinney case breaks when Judge Vonda addresses the obvious. She's staring at an empty chair where the father should be. The mother confirms his absence, reinforcing her belief that the case is driven by spite, not necessity. Without the petitioner present to argue, the judge has little choice. In a clear, firm tone, Judge Vonda dismisses the case, assuring the mother she will not be placed on child support today. It's a decisive end to a hearing that barely began, leaving no doubt about the importance of showing up for your own claims.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Do you understand what that means, by me dismissing?
I do understand that. However, I would like to know what are my next steps that I possibly could have.
Well, at this point, none. You're not being placed on child support. His
Okay.
case is being dismissed. If in the future, now he can refile and try to bring you back to court, and he can get you reserved, and hopefully he shows up. But other than that, nothing else is going to happen with your case. He has to go through the entire process again.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Do you have any other questions?
No questions at this time, Your Honor.
Okay. Well, if there's nothing further, you're dismissed.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
With the case dismissed, The mother asks what steps, if any, remain. Judge Vonda explains there are none, unless the father decides to refile, serve her again, and actually attend court. Until then, nothing changes. The process would need to start from scratch. Relieved, the mother thanks the judge and confirms she has no further questions. The gavel falls and the courtroom moves on. And with that, another example is added to Judge Vonda's record of no-nonsense. Dismissals when claimants fail to appear. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned to Judge Bench for more real courtroom drama.
Miss Sultan,
Yes.
you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
So I had met my boyfriend online. We've been dating for a year, and I lived in Kansas at the time, and he lived in Texas, and he would fly to me, and we'd see each other often. I then got pregnant, and he had disappeared on me. So our daughter is now 5 months old, and I had moved 3 months ago to Texas so we could all be together.
So you moved to Texas from Kansas to be with him?
Yes.
Okay.
So our daughter could have both parents.
Okay.
And he had just disappeared on me.
In this first case, a woman appears before Judge Vonda, seeking child support from her boyfriend. She explains they met online, dated for a year, and frequently traveled to see each other until she became pregnant and he suddenly disappeared. The courtroom is silent as she shares how she moved from Kansas to Texas so their daughter could have both parents. But today, the father is nowhere to be seen, and the story is about to take an unexpected turn.
So now I'd like child support.
Okay. I see you did request a DNA test.
Yes.
So he has not taken
He has
the DNA.
not.
Okay. Does he know he's the father? Does he believe he's not the father?
He believes he's not, but I know he is
How do you know he is?
because there's no other way.
All right. Okay. Well, I see he's not here today, and that is partially because you did not serve him to be here today. So what you filed with me, the child support request and the request for DNA testing, you didn't actually get him served with that to be here today.
Okay.
Okay. And you
The woman tells Judge Vonda that her daughter is now 5 months old. She insists the man is the father, though he denies it. However, the real problem is revealed. He was never served with the court notice to appear today. Judge Vonda points out that without proper service, the court cannot proceed. The tension rises as the judge decides on the next steps to ensure justice moves forward.
understand he has to be served with it in order to appear.
Okay.
Okay.
Understood.
Okay, so what I'll do is I will order him to appear. He has to take DNA testing, get DNA testing done before he comes back to court. And I'll set you out, what do you need, like a month or so?
Yes, please.
Okay. All right, so he'll have to do DNA testing before then, so that way when we come back, if he's deemed to be the father, then we'll just move forward and see about the child support part, okay?
Okay.
Okay. If there's nothing further, you are dismissed.
Judge Vonda makes it clear the man must be properly served and take a DNA test before the next hearing. She sets a date about a month away, ensuring that when they return, if the test proves paternity, child support proceedings will begin immediately. With firm authority, she dismisses the case for now, reminding everyone that courtroom rules must be followed. The gavel falls, ending this round beyond, but the real decision is yet to come.
Yes, ma'am.
You're back. How are you doing?
Oh, not as well as I'd like to.
Okay, all right. You brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Well, Your Honor, there's been some significant changes in my situation. And as you can see, Ms. Hernandez is not here today. And I have custody of the boy, and I have been, making our arrangement payments to her.
Okay.
But since the boy has come to stay with me, he's gotten himself into a lot of trouble.
Okay. What kind of trouble?
Well,
All rise. Judge Vonda's court is now in session. Justice in case number JVB 103. You may be seated. Mr. Thorne, you're back. How are you doing? Not as well as I'd like to. All right. You brought this case before the court. What's going on? There's been some significant changes in my situation. And as you can see, Miss Hernandez is not here today. I have custody of the boy, and I've been making our arrangement payments to her. But since he's been staying with me, he's gotten himself into a lot of trouble.
he's been burglarizing some residents, and he was in an accident due to a police chase.
This is AJ, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And Ms. Hernandez refuses to acknowledge her responsibility to help me in covering some of these costs. I mean, the medical costs are quite extreme. My insurance is refusing to pay because it was a criminal act. In fact, they're probably going to drop me.
He's been burglarizing residences and was in an accident due to a police chase. Judge confirms. This is AJ, right? Yes. He explains Ms. Hernandez refuses to acknowledge her responsibility to help cover the costs. The medical costs are extreme. My insurance refuses to pay because it was a criminal act and they might drop me.
Okay.
And
If I remember correctly, you guys agreed to no child support during mediation.
yes, ma'am, we did.
Okay. And since that time, nothing has really changed with the living arrangement. AJ still lives with you,
Yes, ma'am.
and you still have not been paying child support. You've been making the back child support payments.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Other than AJ getting in trouble, what else has happened? Like, what has changed?
Well, she has moved out of state, quit her job, so her insurance no longer covers it.
Judge recalls, you agreed to no child support during mediation? Yes. Judge notes nothing has changed in living arrangements. AJ still lives with him and he's still been making payments. Other than AJ getting in trouble, what's changed? He says Ms. Hernandez moved out of state, quit her job, and her insurance no longer covers AJ.
Him
Okay.
in that aspect, and you know, the court costs, fines, and due to that accident, there was a lot of damage in which he's liable for, or I am, and it's almost impossible
Okay.
for me to,
But AJ was double insured by both of you, right?
yes.
Okay, here's the issue. In order to modify any type of child support situation, whether you receive child support or you don't receive child support, there has to be what's called a material and substantial change.
He adds that court costs, fines, and accident damages are nearly impossible for him to manage. Judge notes AJ was doubly insured by both parents. But to modify child support, there must be a material and substantial change, like a change in living arrangements, educational expenses, or income.
That means that AJ's living arrangements would have had to have changed. Something about his educational expenses have changed. Something about mom's income would have had to have changed. But in you guys' case, you agreed in mediation to no child support. So to go from no child support to receiving child support, you would have to fall in one of those categories for a material and substantial change. And based on what you said, you really don't fall into one of those.
That's very disappointing.
Judge explains they agreed in mediation to no child support, so moving to receive child support would require meeting that legal change requirement. Based on what he said, they don't meet it. That's very disappointing, he replies. Judge says she wouldn't call the mother free of obligation, but reminds him that since nothing has changed from mediation, he can't receive child support. If AJ had been living with the mother at mediation and now lives with him, that could be different, but here the facts remain the same.
I mean, is there nothing I can do? Absolutely.
As far as I'm concerned, no, there's nothing you can do. Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Okay,
Your
is there
Honor.
anything further?
No, ma'am. Not at this time.
Okay,
That's about it.
okay. Well, if there's nothing further, you're dismissed.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
He asks if there's nothing I can do. Judge responds, as far as I'm concerned, no. With nothing further, Judge Vonda dismisses the case.